Hello, good evening to everyone. Thank you very much to everyone who is listening to us in this moment, and all the people who will come during the transmission. And if you watch us on later also. Okay, I want to introduce you our guest that she is French, but she lives in Bolivia, and we have the honor to have here with us Noemi Paymal. Hello, Noemi. Thank you very
Hello.
much for being here with. Okay, is the second program we have with Noemi, and the other program we did in Spanish.
Sorry.
She has a education method which is in many languages, and Spanish, English, and now you are in projects to making it in Chinese and Russian, right?
And Arabic.
And Arabic. But you speak all these languages?
No, but we have teams. The idea is to work in teams and you are all volunteers anyway, and to help opening a new education, make sure the children and the young people are happy and they receive what they need and deserve. And by the way, I'm
So,
French, so I speak English with a French accent. I apologize. But it's very important that it's not only in Spanish. This message is for the whole world. We are one family, one planetary vision, we are together. Even though the education is local, with local issues and local vision and local needs, the common thread or the common denominator is we are one family, one planet, and we are responsible of her. And I like to say her, the planet.
I am sorry that I cannot speak French or Russian or other language. Then I could help you. I I speak I speak Spanish also, as you saw, but I speak Dutch also. If you have some project to make your projects in Dutch, I could help you one time to make. You have something in Holland or Belgium also.
Welcome. Yes, definitely. We want to have a channel and you can have many languages. This is the idea for this year. So we have the program in different languages live. So yes, of course, welcome.
Okay, one day or later we will talk, and if you have somebody that speak Dutch, I could interview him, or you give me what I should say, and I make for you the video in Dutch. But okay,
Thank you.
we start having people. Marta
Martha.
Colomi, a big hug from Salvador, Brazil. We
Brazil.
are co-creating the new education. I'm very happy. Thank you
Me
very
too.
much,
Thank you.
Marta. Welcome to our program. Okay, in the English speaking world, in which countries you have a presence?
We have some countries in Europe, the Romania, Bulgaria as well, and Middle East. This is where we are in English. And Croatia, Germany, France, UK, and the state, Canada, Hawaii, some part of Africa, like Egypt, Kenya. It's not like we do everything. It's like we link the countries. It's like a family. And we all have the same goal, to change education, and through education, to change the society, for a society of peace, solidarity, and more joy. It's about raising the frequency, raising consciousness, you see? And through education, it's very good. It's like a door to a new state of consciousness, or a quantum leap of consciousness. This is what we want and need, and will get, for sure. Because this is a law of evolution. I am an anthropologist. So from the anthropology point of view, it's evolution. After the Homo sapiens, we go to the next Homo. And it's all about inner growth and consciousness. It's a frequency. But education is very practical, so you have many tools as well, like fun tools, active, proactive, teamwork, project, problem solving project. Like you have a real problem and you want to solve it, and you do it in team. It has to be very active. If not, the kids and the young people, they are bored. They want something different. They want to be part of it. They want to be protagonist. They want to co-create something different. They don't want to be inserted in an old society. They know, and we know very well, it doesn't work anymore. It's too the old energy. They want to co-create a new one. So it's really a big transition. So through education, we can help them and help ourselves and help the society to new paradigms and a new way of living and a new way of doing things, and have a much better society and take care of the planet as well. This is the goal of Education 3000.
But some of these countries that you named are not English-speaking countries. So how it is there?
Correct.
You, for example, you named Romania. How you do it in
Yeah,
Romania? You
correct.
teach in Romanian, and is English as a foreign language, or how it is done?
Now, we talk in English as a second language. My English, for instance, easy English, and then we have translators. The same with Arabic, the same with Russian, French. So it will be like international English. We call it international English for peace. And we teach that too to the kids. Not only English from England or English from the US, English from all over the world as a mean of friendship and companionship. So yes, we have to use English for now.
So it
It's
is
like
like
this program, Thomas, we had to use English, even though both of us, we don't even have English as a first language. But it's okay. I'm sure people can understand and feel what we have behind, because it's not only speaking, it's a frequency. It's mind and heart and service, and we always use Education 3000 as a service to humanity. That's why it's free, and it's on the website. We have all the material for free, because we think it's patrimony of the humanity, and we want to help the children and young people faster and get the information in real time. It's big. It's more communication at that point. And if you want to help more than everybody, you are welcome. It's a big change. Because before, Thomas, education, it was like, you fix this, you fix that, how to teach math better, how to make sure they don't fall asleep. But this is little change. What we want is a profound change. And actually, it's called quantum reconnecting education. Quantum from quantic, quantum, reconnecting, because we want to reconnect first with ourselves, then with nature and everything above and below, and education. So this is the big news. Yesterday we put the book in English in our website, so you can check this out, and you will see it's very concrete. There is a lot of tools, and it's fun. This is what we want. And that's why we want to go from 3D to 5D. We have to remember that the children and young people, they are born with another chip. The brain is much faster. The connection with the left brain and the right brain is very fast. The brain is almost synesthetic, meaning C with an S, meaning it's very fast and they capture everything at the same time. This is called associative intelligence as well. So they need really the same shift. I mean, the same, that the education will attend this new reality of them and the new reality of the society they want, the new reality of the empathy they have, the connection, brain, heart, and all that, instead of having them going down to the old education. We know it doesn't serve anymore. It's not bad, but it's not enough. So we want really to have this, and we call this a quantum leap, or the shift of education, and with that of the society. Because at the end of the story, if you ask your heart, the heart wants something different. It doesn't want to be bored. We don't want to sit down 8 hours on a stupid chair, I'm sorry, and the stupid desk. We want to be active. We want to be alive. See? And this is exactly what Education 3000 wants to offer and implement. So we have many tools for that and many ideas, and invite everybody to co-create. It's not to receive oh, this is nice, and can I have the manual and we will do it. No, we want to co-create. We want you to be part of it and to do it from your own dream and a reality and, you see, passion. Mondo Asiri. Oh, this is Mexico. Great. The information is amazing. Todos hacemos la nueva educación. Yeah, we are all part of the new education. That's the invitation. So if there is a definition of Education 3000, we invite everybody to co-create the education we really want. Or maybe the education you wanted when you were a kid, or the education as a young people, you wanted a new university, you wanted new topics, new subject, new ideas, new way of doing things, and a lot of movement and no competitive sport and art and express yourself and sing and have and dance and all that. And it was not allowed at that time. Plus, remember, Thomas, Europe was going out, my generation, for instance, out of two wars. South America had a lot of dictatorship. I don't know in English, dictatorship. So we understand. Yeah, thank you. If you don't understand me, please pause me and I can rephrase with less French accent, please, everybody, and you can comment and ask whatever you want. So I understand the previous generation. I understand my parents and grandparents. I don't blame them, and I don't blame any teachers, my teachers, for instance. No, we understand they had an history process that was hard, but now we have the possibility, we have the technology, we have the communication, we have the vision, we have the need for peace. And you live in Europe and you know very well what's going on. I mean, I live in South America, so for us it's easier maybe, but the worldwide situation needs really an education based on peace, solidarity, empathy, connection, mind and heart, as I said, and hands, which is service, which is your purpose of life. And that way, everything will fall into place much more easy. And it's very concrete. It's not a big theory. What we want to do is to do it and enjoy it and invite everybody. This is the idea of Education 3000 with 3 O's. If you look for us, it's always 3 O's. Education 3000. And now we have 4,000, 5,000. We have new handbooks as well and new ideas for this post 2020 period. Very much needed. And you know, we said it in Spanish, and when we did the program in Spanish, the rate of suicide and the rate of depression and the how do you say, nerve breakdown, is going higher and higher, and this is not normal. The rate of autism as well. So something has to change anyway from these figures. I mean, the stats are talking by themselves. It's like a warning. And for your own child, maybe you are looking at me. I don't know about your situation, but Thomas, but everybody, we have grandchildren, children, niece, student. Education is all over the place. Even in an enterprise now, they want to have more training and education for the employees, that they feel better and they can communicate, and social skills and no violent communication. So it's all over the place now, and very much needed. And if we talk about peace, because this education is for peace, education 3000, we talk not only about the word peace, peace with oneself inside first, peace with others, peace with nature. And then we can talk about the peace in the world. So in this order: peace inside, peace with others, peace with nature, and then the word peace. So it's very much needed. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Thank you for the space, Thomas. I'm so happy we can talk
For
openly.
you, to you, and you said that this is a system where you co-create, which is different than what it was in the system that you and me studied. That the system was created not even by the teachers. The teachers got imposed
Yes.
something from the government, and you must do that, and they can differ a little bit, but basically it had to be that way. In your system, uh, which up to which point the students can be creators of that education?
Yeah, we have to remember that nowadays students are extremely fast because they use both brain, left brain and right brain, and the right brain is much faster. It's the right brain can process bits of information at 1 million to 10 million bits per second. That's the right brain. And the left brain can process at 2,000 bits per second. What's that? 2,000 and 1 million and 10 millions here. If you have the two brains together, it's 40 millions of bits per second. They can learn extremely fast. So what we said is you can easily do the famous curricula, which are sometimes are called ridiculous because it's not really fitting the new necessities. And then you can easily do whatever the government is asking you. And then you can have free time to do the rest. And the rest is even more important. It's soft skill, a lot of healthy body, have fun. For instance, dance, do parkour, do hip hop, whatever. No competitive sport. Do art, do music, do everything with communication and peace culture and no violent communication. Do inner development to know who you are, why we are here, what is the plan, what is my purpose of life, and ecology. So it's a lot of subject that schools will skip. Oh, this is not important. Art is not important. Personal development is not important. Self-esteem is not important. Fake is not true. Is as important as math or even more. So what we want is to have a basic curricula, of course, a good academic level, but it's not enough. So let's say in the afternoon you can have a bunch of workshop. Actually, a lot of country does that now. And flexible, like you can choose what you like to do, because what you like to do has to be reinforced because it's probably your purpose of life. You will need it in your life. So this is a very flexible proposal. We mix the national curricula with all the other topics we really need, and it's called the 7 Petal School and the 13 Pillar Society as well, and university. We are now thinking about kinder, primary, secondary, and university level, but with new topics, new methods, and new purpose. Not, as Thomas, as you said, to repeat a system that was imposed and we had no choice. And if you wanted to do something different, people would look at you, look at this crazy person. She's not fitting. They say the black sheep. She's not fitting in the system. And now it's different. Now I create my own system. I create my own life, my priority, my purpose of life. I feel more freedom, and I'm not weird. Look at me. I look normal, right? Meaning I can fit in whatever the so-called system, but have my own life and my own freedom in my art and my own freedom in my purpose of life. So this is an education that's liberating as well, not only physically, but liberating the soul, the purpose, the joy, the frequency you live with. Because remember, your frequency is very high, your immune system is very high, and your power of quantum thinking and co-creation is higher. I repeat, the power of quantum thinking, you can have a quantum field where you have your own reality and you project your own future. And we can teach that to children. They understand very well, small children. And I can have this high frequency, and it depends on me, not on the system. That's why it's a liberation from inside. Do you follow me, everybody?
Yes, perfectly. You have you talked before about the problem of suicides, which
Yes,
is a big problem nowadays, and today we have something new, which is the children that commit suicide. We always had teenagers that commit suicide, but now we have them younger and younger, children of
true,
10, 11, even 8, 9 years old
true,
that commit
true.
suicide. And normally, when you look behind of the reason, it's very often a problem at school with bullying. In this new system of you, how you treat this problem of bullying?
That's correct. That's true. The stats are pretty bad, and even probably we have a higher rate because the stats sometimes are not very accurate, or we put something the government they want to give, they don't want to give the rate, the exact figures. So the bullying is very, very high, even in South America. And South America, people are more emotional and more cool, let's say, because of the culture. The culture is more emotional here, and the family is stronger, and so on. So what we say about the bullying, it will be better to prevent bullying. That's why in the Education 3000 is a 7-petal school proposal. We have a whole section. It's only on peace culture, no violent communication, know your own feelings, how to express your feelings or your necessity without hurting yourself or hurting the other. Hurting myself will be, okay, I won't say anything because I don't want any problem, and I will swallow my problem, and then I will feel bad inside, and this is worse and worse and worse, and depression and all that. Or you express, but you don't know how to express it because nobody taught you, which is no violent communication. For instance, the book of Marshall Rosenberg is very good. No violent communication. And then you can express what you need to say or what you really need. I don't know. For instance, um, you need your parents to let you go to the music class. So you explain the situation is my need is this, my feeling is this, and my necessity is this, with a normal tone of voice and with the steps, so you are sure the other person will understand you. So this can be taught. That's for the bullying. If we do that from very little age, for instance, I saw a kindergarten in Chile, and I have pictures. There are four. They were 3, 4, and 5 years old. All those kids, they had no violent communication. They knew how to express themselves. They have a circle of speaking. It's called a listening circle, actually, because everybody listens to you in a safe environment. The teacher doesn't talk. It's called listening circle. It's like the circle of Montessori. It's similar. And they know how to listen. They know how to share. They know how to ask. They know how to say thank you, please. They after the circle, they have hugs. They hug each other. It was before the 2020. We could hug and touch each other, and we'll have to wear this. And not 2 by 2. They like to do group hug and all that. So this talent or this skill, it's called soft skill actually, or Asians. Now they switch. It's essential skills. When you have this, when you are young, meaning before 7 years old, this is acquired. It's normal for you. It's your way of living. It's integrated. So it's for your entire life. So that's what we propose, to have all these skills before 7 years old. When it's not done and you have a real bullying situation, there is a technique called the peace circle. So in that case, we have everybody together. It's a technique. It's known. If you type peace circle, you have the information on internet, and you can resolve this all together. When they are young, the buller is not part of the circle, but when it's done, he knows that we talk about him, and people are going to fix the situation and not boo him. I mean, it's not they will accuse him of bullying, just to understand the situation and kind of be with him, not against him. So it's called the peace, as well as can be called restorative justice, or it's called peace circle, or peace solution, or resolution as well. So yes, we have techniques, definitely. But as I said before, it's better to prevent it. It's like health. It's better preventive health than after that have to cure many diseases. It's like preventive education, preventive peace culture, and preventive bullying. But it's true, and it's getting better. So we have to attend that. It's a very good question, Thomas.
Thank you very much. How you explained the things before that you do a lot of sport, a lot of singing and dancing, and so it seems very cool, right? It's something most children would like, um, but at the same time, in every country, you have some content that you get imposed from the government, and that say all the schools must teach that, and how you do it to keep up with the curriculum that the government imposes, and at the same time do all these activities that
Yeah,
you said.
yeah, we have to balance. But from the point of view of neuroscience, if you do 1 hour of sport, and if it is strong sport, it's even better. Well, no, that's my point of view, because you have all these neurotransmitters completely activated, like serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, and so on, irisin as well. And the other one, acetylcholine, which put information to the front, to the lobe. This is called the fourth brain, or the front lobes. So if I do, for instance, 1 hour of sport, I'll give you an example from Mexico. I was invited to a school. It was in the mountains next to Mexico, the capital. And on Monday, they have 1 hour of Aztec dance. And the Aztec dance is pretty demanding. You have to jump, you have to remember the past. It's full of symbols, and it's a a rooting dance, meaning it will anchor you down to earth. It's about your history, blah, blah, blah. And it's tiring. So the kids, after this dance, all teachers, they were fighting to have the hour just after the dance. And you know why? The teacher used to say, when they come back from the dance, they are so focused and full of neurotransmitters and endorphins and all this and serotonins and all that, that they will do, I do my class in 10 minutes. So what do I want to say with that? We didn't lose 1 hour with the dance. We gained 1 hour. We gain the physical strength, the connection with the culture, the teamwork, because these dances are not competitive. They do it together. And then the curricula, let's say the English teacher was doing his class in 10 minutes. So it's a win-win situation. See? So never consider that sport, art, ecology are a waste of time. We gain time. And then it's a matter of being clever to balance other curricula. We don't have to repeat each year the same and the same. Well, this matter is done. They know it. You know, how do we know if they know? Not with the exam. We know they know the topics or the subject when they can teach it to other kids. So this kind of methodology is called kids teach kids. And it's very good. It's very pedagogical, because then you don't have to put exam. You know they can teach, and they teach faster, and it's more fun. And it's one of the pedagogy we recommend as well. So don't worry, we can do everything. Just balance without overloading everybody, not the teacher, neither the children. We have to be kind of clever and listen what they like to do. So we have two things here: what they like to do. Maybe they don't like math, but if you have to do to build a house outside to play for the little ones, or if you have to do something concrete like solve a problem of a real problem, and you have to do stats and all that, but it's the goal is a real problem, the goal is a real project, they will do it easily and fast. If it's only theory, they will say, what for? I feel useless. This is not useful. I don't feel good. I don't feel I'm doing something proactive for my society. And then they go down. So it's what we teach, how we teach, and what for. And that way, you have tremendous results. And the motivation is very high. Because they say, how can I motivate my children? How can I motivate my student? If the topics and the methodology is great, you don't have to motivate anything, because this is neuroscience, pure neuroscience, because all the information goes to the fourth brain. You have dopamine, and dopamine is self-satisfaction. So you feel you are self-reward, you see? And you have the satisfaction, and you want to do more, and you want to explore more, and you want to research more. And this is with new methodology, not with the old repeat and forget method of the past. See, the past was to watch, to copy, to pass the exam, and to forget. And that they don't want this anymore. And they are right. They are wise. They are right. So your kid, your student are right. So they invite us to change all that and to regain the real human being we have inside, with the co-creator, which is much more exciting. So it's a good thing. It's not the problem of education. It's the nice opportunity to go forward as a person and as a humanity, as a society. That's why it's so beautiful. Mm-hmm. And when you see
Yes.
the young people happy, you know you are doing good. Yeah. Sorry, Thomas.
No, no, don't worry. It's true what you said. If I start to think about the things I learned at school, at yeah, I was at school. All in all, maybe 15 years from my 3 years old till I was 18, 19.
Correct.
15 years, I remember almost nothing of what I learned. and the few things I learned, I don't see any use for them. The only things which are really of use to me is writing, reading, and
English?
little more. Uh, yeah, but English I learned very little inside school. The most English I learned it outside the school,
Outside.
talking with people. But uh, because I had the luck, if you want to call it that way, that I went outside of my country, and first I had the experience in Spain to work with the tourists and so, and then I went out of my country. I talked with people there. Is where I really my English picked up. But if I now look at some of the companions that I had in my school, and I would start to communicate with them in English. They don't, either they don't speak it at all, or it's very low. So
Correct.
yes, maybe uh, they put there the first seat that then later I continued. But if I did not
Uh-huh.
continue on my own, this English would also be of no use. So for the things that they really been of use to me, I could have been only 1 year in school, and it would have been the same. So, okay, I understand that you have a curriculum from the governments that you must follow, but do you teach children also things which are really important in life, like I don't know, cooking,
Cooking.
repairing
The washing
something
machine.
in
The
your
bike.
house, gardening. That are the things
Solar
that
panel.
you really need, and most people are dependent for those things in on other people. Ah, that is broken. Let's call that professional. That's broken. Okay, let's call that. And you must paying, and paying, and they. It's part of the consumer society. You must pay for
Yeah.
everything, but don't do it yourself. So, what you teach also for being a bit self-sufficient, and
Yes.
teach things which are really important, and you could use.
Yes, you are completely right. Actually, in the seven petal proposal, there is a sixth petal. It's about um, skills like um, Officios, it will be like productive workshop,
Traits. A trait
right?
like oficio, a trait like carpenter,
Officios,
mechanic,
yeah,
something like that.
and manuality and how to fix something. And so it's about to do. It's called the red petal actually, or production. So from little small age, or you can do it the afternoon. You can do on Saturday if it's not possible. But to know and not to be afraid to do stuff. So you know how to repair your bicycle, you know how to repair electricity, appliance, whatever you have. You know how to cook, you know how to sew, you know all that, and that makes you feel good because you feel useful and you are not afraid of the future. because in the future, if you have to fix this or do that or make some piece of furniture, you know how to do that. So it's very pedagogical. It helps you to feel useful. It helps you not to be afraid of the future, not to depend on everybody and of this uh, society of consumers, actually, what you just said. And it's part of the curricula we have, the Seven Petal School. And you honor all the jobs. Like no, it's good as well for the social skills. It's not like the architect is better or higher than the bricklayer. On the contrary, they are all important. So a child and a young person, when they go through all these little jobs, they appreciate the job of everybody, and they appreciate it's one society. There's not all these layers we were taught that was correct. Actually, it's not correct. So you see, we are very, and they love it because there is some activities. So let's say you have to do a piece of furniture. You have to do carpentry. Let's say carpentry, but it can be carpentry. It can be make clothes, fashion, fix mechanics, fix a car, fix your bike, whatever. When you do that, what do I wanted to say? Yeah, the curricula. Let's say you have to build a piece of furniture. So you have to do math. You have to calculate the dimension, how much is the wood, and you calculate the angles. I mean, that's a lot of calculation. Let's say carpentry. Or cooking is a lot of calculation too. You have to do fractions. You learn math, you learn chemics, you learn physics, you learn teamwork because usually you do it together. You learn trade because then you can see the value of your table. You can even do, I know some schools, they do some ferias. It will be like ferias. Like,
Affair,
nah,
affair,
a fair.
uh,
So
feria
they
is
have,
affair in English, yes.
they take them, they use the school environment. They do this biggest exhibition. If it's allowed in the country, be careful because in Europe about the child labor. But when you present as a project, so they can present their project, and if they are allowed, they can even sell and have a small business, and it's called entrepreneurship class, which is very now the fashion. I know in Asia they do a lot of that, and they feel good. So they learn this curricula, but in a different way, not in a class where everything is separate. You have math, and then you have geometry, and then you have chemics, and then no, they learn in the same project, maybe 5 subjects in the same project. So you gain all the curricula, but in a fun way, and you gain they are practical. They know how to do things. They know how to do projects from A to Z. They know how to have teamwork. They know how to solve problem. They feel confident. They have self-esteem and blah blah blah. Emotional intelligence is taken into account, so it's complete. Sometimes it's called holistic education, but it's very concrete. It's very practical, and that's why they love it. And the teacher, by the way, if you are a teacher watching us, what do? You step back, you sit down, you relax, you read the newspaper or see what your WhatsApp, and let them do. This is more pedagogical. So let them decide what they want to do. Let them have their teamwork. Let them have the goal from A to Z and how they want to present their exhibition in case of an exhibition, for instance. And the teacher has to do less. This is my idea too, and our idea actually, that the teachers would have less stress, less work, less administrative work. I mean, all the papers we have to fill out. I don't know in Europe, but in South America, it's insane. Basically, I have to tell the truth. And to have stress-free and happy teachers, and then you get involved, and then you want to help, and but you follow the children, you follow the young people, not reverse. You don't have to pull them out and motivate them and find a genius idea so they will like your class next week. No, you reverse the roles. See? And this is beautiful. And ask anybody with a 7 Petal school or doing P3000, they have results very fast. Like in a couple of months, they can reverse the energy of the classroom, reverse the bullying, reverse the lack of motivation. And wow, this is my great recompense, my great la, la, la. This is my reward when I see they are happy. I saw kids, they were really into Great Depression. And then at the end of the year, they are the best of the class. They just blossom. They are bright and we trust them. And it's so beautiful to see. This is what we want to do in a large scale, not in a couple of schools of Peace Without It, but offer this to all humanity. It's like a awakening of what we are actually.
Thank you. I made a lot of programs with people that are into spirituality and they say the new generations not all, but there are some kids in this new generation that they are more evolved spiritually. Yeah, they call them diamond kids. Well, different names. No, what do you think about that?
Yeah, what I will say is not a theory. It's not a few of them. We did a couple of stats a couple of years ago, and 80% of the children right now, they have new characteristics. For instance, they use the right brain. They connect the two brains. They are faster, most of them, more precocious, meaning early development. They have a faster connection here. It's called synesthetic brain. They have the emotional intelligence is higher. I repeat, the emotional intelligence is higher. Like we have 80% of the children with a much higher. Let's say if my generation, you will have 50-20% of emotional intelligence positive, they have 80 now percent. So this is a lot because with emotional intelligence, you are more empathic, you work better in team, you have more criteria as well, you can have the intuitive intelligence as well, and that helps, and so on. They have more psychic skills, but not only a few. Now it's 40% in our last stat. So that's a big change. So be careful not to say some. I am an anthropologist, so I can tell there is an evolution, of course, but it's not like an elite. For now, it's a trend. All children born after 2010 or even before have these new characteristics. It's a proof of evolution of the humankind. And that's true. I mean, this is not like a theory of the spiritual, esoterical people or word. It's something we see every day, and we have stats. It's in English on our website that all the change of these children are real. And that's why this is one more reason they really need another education that will match the new skills they have. The new skills they have, by the way, we do have it as well, the adult, but it's dormant. Like in your DNA, we have so many dormant genoma. And now we have to wake up this. We have to activate it. We have to activate all the so-called, I think in English is trash DNA, and which is not trash, actually, the DNA of the future and maybe of the past. So those kids, they will show us this is possible, and they will show us we don't need the old society. They really want the new one, and they show us we work better when we link the brain with the heart. So that's a big leap of consciousness as a humanity. And from the anthropologists, we even are saying now there's a group of people, and I am among them, saying we are leaving Homo sapiens sapiens, to the next Homo sapiens, which is like I don't like the word superior, but it's the next phase. And from Homo sapiens sapiens 2, we will jump to the next Homo, and it won't be sapiens sapiens anymore. It will be the next one. It's a major change. It's like going from Neanderthal to Cro-Magnon. That's the kind of leap humanity once in a while would have, and we are part of it right now. So it's a major change. It's historical. But we have to accompany the children, the young people, change education and really create the new world for them. I mean, when we jump from an old society to a new one, or an old civilization to a new one, which is the law of evolution, there is nothing extraordinary here. What's extraordinary is the speed. Before, all the changes were slow, and you had the children obeying the parents and the grandparents. Now it's so fast that the children are in front of us and we run after them. Plus the technology, plus the communication, plus all these changes, the digital change. This I didn't have when I was a kid, definitely. We didn't have even cell phone, I mean, nothing, black and white TV. So all these changes, the material one, the digital one, the communication one, and the consciousness one, the spiritual ones, are extremely fast. So we have to feel comfortable with it, and to be, instead of resist it, to go with it. So, yes, there is a saying, Thomas, it's easier to do your purpose of life than to resist it. You see, by resist, to not to do it, or to be afraid, or to stop it. And this is a piece of advice I will tell everybody. It's easier to do your purpose of life, even though it seems maybe something incredible. Like me, for instance, I was afraid to talk in public. Well, now I can talk in public without stopping. So it was easier for me to start talking in public than to resist. And I'm afraid. And I took so many classes on public speaking and all that, in Spanish, in English, or whatever I could. And when I start, it gets easier. So this is exactly the message of the children and the young people, to jump in the two new waves of energies, a new wave of way of life, vision, solidarity, and peace. And it's so much needed. That's it.
And you said we are going to a new species of Homo,
Yes.
which was until now was the Homo sapiens sapiens. What will be the name of this new species?
Yeah, that's not only me. All the anthropologists, and from Teilhard de Chardin from France to there is a couple of I will remember. The one is famous is White, John White, because he said about Homo noeticus. I will write for you here. Homo noeticus. And I invite you as well to read the book of Mary Rodwell. It's called The New Human. It's from Australia. It's on Amazon. And she describes this new generation. For me, I would say Homo noeticus. There is a lot of proposal right now, but it's going to be a beautiful Homo. It's much wiser, and with you see, it's called a jump or a quantum leap of consciousness. It always by leap, and it's always a matter of consciousness. And now it's like we finish a cycle and we go to the next one, and it's much better, I will say. And this is exactly what the children and young people, they want to tell us as well. So my message personally is not to be afraid. And this Homo, put the name you want. It's some people say galactico, some people say light being. I mean, so much words. Just it's the next phase of evolution, I would say. Next step. That's all. For now, we can say Homo noeticus. It's in the chat. You can copy and we can put it. And the guy is John White, who proposed this word. And if not, Mary Rodwell from Australia, she had a whole book of all the compilation of the testimony of the children, testimony of the teachers, and it's pretty good. It's she's right. It's a big change just in front of us. I mean, right behind, I mean, under our nose. I don't know how to say. We have this huge change of humanity, and we get distracted with so many news and stuff. And please, we should focus more on the children. Listen to them, ask them, ask the young people, ask what they dream, ask what they remember. When they are very small, ask them what they remember. You will be amazed of what they can tell you about different level of consciousness, about even UFO, about past life, about wisdom, about the need of love. We did a survey of children. Please, it's called the Blue Declaration. If you type on internet Blue Declaration by Education 3000, we ask all the children from different countries. I have the chance to go to 50 countries, 50. So I have the chance to meet many cultures and many kind of children and teachers and parents and different culture and vision of life. But they were all the same. They were saying, we want a world without hunger. We want a world without war. We want a world with joy. I want the adult to be happy. We want to be connected and not to be disconnected from ourselves. We want to be with our heart. We want love on the earth. We this is so much clarity. So please type Blue Declaration, message of the children of the world to the world, and you will know what they ask. So this is my homework for you guys tonight. Ask your children, grandchildren, niece, ask the kids in the street, and you will be very surprised by the wisdom and the answers they will give you. And sometimes surprised with the pain sometimes they have to go through, because we noticed in our stats that the sensitivity, the emotional intelligence, the intuition, and the empathy is higher, but much higher, like 50%, 60% more. So they will suffer. I want to say suffer, but they will be aware of all the idiosyncratism or the things that not correct on the word. And sometimes they have if there is a problem, it will be that the emotional intelligence to be too sensitive. But this is what I tell them. I honor your sensitivity. I honor your capacity to perceive things. But instead of making you sad, it has to be the motor or the trigger to do something and to do an action. For instance, some kids, they don't like that to see dogs in the street, like abandoned dogs. How do you say abandoned dogs? Street dogs. See, they don't like that. They want them to be fed and to be happy. So they feel bad for the dog. So that's an invitation after that. They want to do something for the dog. They want to help. They want to make sure people have this, the at least the common sense to take care of them and so on. So this is one message for you, the guys or young people or children, to honor your sensibility, but not to the point you get sick or you want to be in a nerves breakdown or suicide mood, but to take this energy and your tremendous criteria and wisdom and sensibility to transform it, to transform the society. And that's why we are born. That's why we incarnate. So remember that. Remember the mission, and everything is going to be okay. And instead of lower the energy, to make the energy higher so you can act correctly and rapidly. This is the message. At my age 63, I'm still afraid of speaking in public. Galactic 20.
Wow,
Don't
you
worry.
are
I was very afraid, and I went through. The best way is to start. Open a YouTube channel and talk. Talk from the heart. Talk from what you see, from your wisdom. It's amazing. You see, and this is a little parenthesis. How do I know my purpose of life? People always ask this, Thomas. I don't know in Europe, but here, everybody. How do I know my purpose of life? Three things. Some things that's really make you afraid. Like me, I was afraid to talk in public. So it was part of my purpose of life, and I was afraid. Or something you really like as well can be your purpose of life. Or something when you were little, remember what was your game? When I was little, I was always playing I am a doctor. So maybe you like therapy and you like to be a doctor. Or remember your dream when you were a teenager. That's a very good one. When I was a teenager, I wanted to save the world. I don't know. I wanted to save the animals, the planet. Remember that and recuperate that, your dream as a teenager. That the four methods to know your purpose of life. And then you feel so good because you fit in it. And then the universe will help you and everything will help you. You will attract, by the law of attraction, what you need, from resources to people to skills.
Thank you very much. Well, um, but really, Galactic, I did not think you were 63. I gave you something like 55 or something. Okay, you are in good shape. Okay, you said before that this system is more physical and so, but when you see children playing, or when I remember myself when I was little, um, yeah, you see the majority playing some kind of sport, the ball or whatever, and then you always see two or three that are sitting in a corner, maybe playing cards or whatever. So not all kids are that active, no? So what do you do for that minority that uh, wants to be more easy and so?
You respect them. We are not here to change them. We respect their biosystem, biorhythm. Some kids are slower. Some kids, they want to soft sport or something very quiet. Others, they want something very fast, like karate or parkour. Just respect them. And there is nothing wrong in being isolated or timid, and there is nothing wrong being extremely extrovert. Now we have extrovert children, like outside, introvert children, but extremely introvert. You don't know what to do with them. You even ask yourself, are they autistic or Asperger? Something is happening. Just, but then if you wait a couple of years and you respect them and give them love and just a gentle care, without pushing, because there is a theory. Some teachers, they say, oh, this kid is very timid, I have to bring him in the group, so I will press him or her, go in the group, be with others, socialize. But then this person would maybe shut down more or be afraid. So just respect. And education is not about changing the others, it's about changing yourself. So maybe ask yourself, were you timid when you were small? Or maybe what do you want to change in yourself? So remember as well, education is not about to predicate a new education. It's about irradiate, irradiar, irradiate, um, to shine it or to
Irradiate. Irradiate.
irradiate, right? See? And that makes things much more simple. Forget about changing everybody and changing even the society, even though I always talk about that through education. But change oneself first, and you shine and you are present, the eternal present, and that's fine. That's the way you help everybody to raise their frequency too. And it's so subtle and so gentle and so full of love and care. That's the perfect way to go through and to attend any situation, from a very violent situation to a very introverted situation. Introvert homo noeticus. Yeah, John White. Yeah, you're so fast. And that's a long time ago. John White talked about those changes like 40 years ago. Teilhard Desjardins 50 years ago. And a couple of other authors you can see, they talk about the change. The Maya calendar as well. It's a change of time space, actually. That in the Andes, they say like that. It's a change of time space or dimension, sometimes they say that too. So any culture would have a way of presenting this change of civilization, and it's time. And it's part, if you calculate the cycles of the galactics, called the Platonic year, and it's not esoteric, it's mathematic. You will see there is some cycle, and we go to the next cycle. But this time with a higher level of consciousness. This is the good news.
Okay, and this system then okay, because some parents will say that yeah, okay, all that is very beautiful, but at the end of the day, my son or my daughter needs a diploma, even if it's only to find a job. So, how in the end are the results of this system? Um, do everybody pass the courses, or what is the system of examination, and what is the percentage that pass?
For now, we are only in primary, secondary schools, so it's easy to fit into the. There is some states exam. It depends on the country. You have to check the law of your country. But for instance, Chile, they have an exam at the end of the year, and this is a state exam, and the children they pass, and then they can go to the university. It's all other countries, they do homeschooling, and they have another university that will back them up and give them the diploma. So depending on the law of each country, just do some research, and there is always groups of parents and homeschoolers and alternative schools. They know all the laws and all the ways, and yes, you can have your diploma. But remember, in the real life, more and more, the enterprise or yourself, we don't ask for diploma, we ask for active person, proactive, creative, that can work in teamwork, that can find solution, that can be practical. We ask multitask as well. English is another one. So they don't, it's not necessarily because you have a PhD that you have a good job these days. It's because if you are creative and empathic, you have a good job. And remember, most of some young people or young adults, what they do now, they create their own enterprise. They go together and they do like a firm together, or they do a digital enterprise, or they do something really creative, and they open other professions, other jobs, other way of working. The same way we have another education, we end up with other kind of jobs and another way of helping humanity through my job. So I will say, yeah, get the diploma, but don't overdo it, because there is many ways to go ahead nowadays, especially now with the digital work and with all the creativity of the young people. So the invitation is not to insert yourself in an old society, but to build and co-create the new society, and it will be yourself. You don't have to insert in anybody's society, but create your own. I don't say tomorrow, but 10 years, 20 years, we will see so many changes, so many changes. We will be, we will be impressed, and positive changes, but radical as well, because when the system go down, it's like the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire collapsed, and then another cycle came, for instance, in Europe. So it's normal. A civilization will rise and go down, decline, and we go to the next one. So it's a law. So now one is going down and one is going up. So this is my choice. Or I go with the one going down and I don't feel good, or I go with the one going up. And this is my invitation to young people and the families that's watching us and the children to go with the one rising up. It's more interesting. And have your creativity, empathy, intuition. You know that the intuition is raising up 40%. in some countries. So use that as well. And there is one rule: never be afraid, because then your frequency will go down. So that's a lot of work, inner work as well, to maintain a high frequency. Positive. That's another thing, Thomas, in the education. Positive thinking. If a child, a small child, can think positively, act positively, talk positively, be aware of the power of the word, and be aware of the thinking, and be aware of the quantum thinking, wow, this person will be unstoppable. That's a big change. It's called quantum field, or quantum education, or quantum thinking, or quantum paradigms. It's a big change. From mechanical, we go to quantum. It's like the computer. We have the old computer, and it's slow, and this video will never open, and wow, especially where I live. And you go to quantum computer, and everything is at the same time with infinite possibilities, because 1 and 0 are the same in the probabilities. So infinite possibilities. This is what we have to open up to. And if you are parents, trust your children and trust your kids. That the worst will say to be afraid of no, please have your diploma, please be a doctor, be a lawyer, because I'm afraid you will lack of something, or I'm afraid you won't help me as well, or I'm afraid because I come from a society of lacking and blah blah blah. So this is as well as shift of mentality, and with positive thinking, a little bit of good mood, good sense of humor, we go through all that, and we will see many change on this planet. But for now, education is our priority. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, Noemi. We are now more than 1 hour and 10 minutes in the program. Well, I think that for an introduction to your system has been okay. We can make in the future more programs in English and Spanish,
Sure.
but maybe, I don't know, maybe is there something you wanted to say and you did not have the chance during the program? If that is so, now is the moment.
Yeah, sure. To finish this, I will say relax. If we are relaxed and in a positive mood, our electromagnetic field is big, like 2 or 3 meters, and it will help with the immune system, and it will help to maintain good mood and a very high positive energy. If we are afraid, or if we want to go into anger, or we are upset because of the world situation, or because of your child, or your spouse, I don't know, the electromagnetic field will shrink. We have like about 10 centimeters of electromagnetic field, and then that means anything can happen to you. You can have an accident, you can be angry, you can have a fight, and whatever, and your immune system will lower. And this is completely, you can type electromagnetic field of the human being, and it's completely proved by science. So the invitation is to have a large electromagnetic field, to be in peace inside, and to maintain our frequency high with positive thinking, positive talk, positive act, and solidarity and empathy. That's it. And this is what the children and young people need.
Thank you very much, Noemi. I
Thank
wish
you.
you a lot of success in this great project that you are doing. And I want to thank everybody who has been in this program, especially Noemi, but also all the people that has been watching us, Galactic 2.0, Fernando Ferlaso, Sonia Renovato, Giovanna Specht, Mundo Asiri, and Marta Colomi, and the ones that has been watching but didn't write anything also. Don't forget, please, to go to the description of this program and visit the the website of Noemi, education with 3 O's 3000.info, and subscribe to the to her YouTube channel, education with 3 O's 3000 in different languages. There you push the blue letters and it will come. Subscribe to her Facebook page. You can read the article of this Homo Noeticus by John White, and if you would like the Spanish version of this program, there it is also. Okay, thank you very much. We leave it here, but we will make more programs about these things, because when you can make another program for you, which day is good? Thursday is good for you,
Thursday is
or
good.
which one?
Thursday, jueves.
Thursday. Okay,
Yeah,
let's see.
because Saturday,
Thursday.
Sunday is full of classes. And by the way, if people want something more practical, there is a book called 7-Petal School, and you have all the tips and activities on how to do it. 7-Petal Schools. Yeah, any Thursday that's good with you, we can do it, Thomas.
What do you think about Thursday, June the 2nd, on let's say 7 o'clock in the evening there in Bolivia?
It will be like today, right? 1 o'clock?
Yeah, no, today we started at 4 o'clock. We started today. Or it can be also, if you want earlier, it can be also 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock better for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 5
5 o'clock my time.
Yeah, Bolivia time.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Then there it is. Okay, there it is written down. We will see each other in 1 month, 5 weeks, more or less. Okay, thank you very much. We finish here. For the ones that are there, that are follow my Spanish channels, we will be with another program in half an hour, more or less, in the channel Thomas Klaus. There we will be. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you so much.
Bye.